What if I told you that as a child you got lost while holding a red balloon? And what if your mother confirmed the story? Even if it never actually happened, could you eventually start remembering it? Here's the surprising part. The answer is yes, and it happens far more often than you might think. Most of us think of our memory as a video recording, as if every moment of our lives is stored perfectly inside our brains. But the truth is very different. Our brains don't record memories. They reconstruct them every time we remember them. And that's exactly why we can sometimes remember events that never actually happened as if they were completely real. When you experience an event, your brain doesn't store every single detail. Instead, it saves only certain pieces: sounds, faces, emotions, smells. Later, when you try to remember that event, your brain puts those pieces back together, but it also fills in the missing parts by making educated guesses. So memory isn't a video replaying the past. It's a story that's rewritten every single time you remember it. Imagine you're looking at an old family photo from your childhood. Someone says, "Remember, you cried so much that day." At first, you don't remember anything, but if you hear the same story for years, you may eventually begin to remember yourself crying. What's even stranger is that the memory feels completely real. Psychologists call this a false memory. In the 1990s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus conducted a fascinating experiment. Participants were told several real stories from their childhood, but one completely fictional story was secretly added. You got lost in a shopping mall when you were a child. The event had never actually happened, yet over time, many participants began to remember it in remarkable detail. Some even described exactly how they felt while they were supposedly lost. They had turned something that never happened into what felt like a genuine memory. There are several reasons why this happens. First, our brains don't like gaps. They naturally try to fill in missing information. Second, stories told by other people can gradually become mixed with our own memories. And third, the more often we remember a memory, the more it can change. That's because every act of remembering slightly rewrites the memory itself. Ironically, the more often you remember something, the less accurate it may actually become. This can have very serious consequences. For example, eyewitnesses sometimes identify the wrong person with complete honesty, not because they're lying, but because their brains have unknowingly altered parts of the memory. That's why many countries today are much more cautious about relying solely on eyewitness testimony. So the next time you say, "I remember that perfectly," ask yourself this: are you remembering what actually happened, or the latest version of the story your brain has been rewriting for years? Our memories may not be as reliable as we think, and perhaps the greatest mystery is hidden inside our own minds. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories about how the human brain can deceive us.